Her incredible will.
These are my hands, but they're now going to be my feet.
Watch her fight back, recording her own battles step by step. Will she walk again?
Watching her recreate herself, it's just phenomenal.
Bob Brown captures her profound journey and the emotional climax to a story you'll never forget. Stephanie's Triumph. Those stories tonight, April 18th, 1997, after this brief message.
Why do you want to look at my Discover card statement? I love the theater. I go there as often as I can, trying to steal another step. I want a cash-back bonus.
How many credit cards make a statement like that? It pays to discover.
This is the McDonald's drive-thru.
The fastest place in the universe to get a my-size meal.
Olay! Buy any drink, any size, and hash browns, and get one of 4 great breakfast sandwiches for 55 cents.
55 cents every day.
Is this a great planet or what?
The 97 Mazda 626LX Sports Sedan. Lease for $219. Add an automatic and the lease goes to. Add power everything and the lease cruises to. Add air and a sweet sound system and the lease rolls to. Add the best basic warranty in its class and you get the idea. Lease or buy. $17,595. Ends April 30th.
We're going to start out tonight by making you a little uncomfortable, but it's for a worthwhile reason. It has to do with trust between parent and child. How do parents know if their teenager is breaking the rules, drinking or doing drugs, having sex? Well, I was astonished to find out how many parents resort to spying on them.
So should parents spy on their teenagers? Surprisingly, most parents do on occasion, but few like to admit it. Well, we found 2 courageous couples who were willing to come forward. As Tom Gerald discovered, they care what happens to their teenagers, but does that give them the right to invade their privacy?
The kid was actually smoking pot.
He's a man with a mission, hired to gather information, to spy. His hunting grounds are schools and parks where kids hang out. Private Detective Anthony De Lorenzo of Marlboro, New Jersey, is tracking kids for their parents. They have paid him well because they have a problem at home they can't manage themselves.
We're the last resort. The parents tried everything possible to find out the truth of what's going on with their children. If the children are lying to them, if they are lying to them, we can tell them actually where they are going and also what they actually are doing, and then we can get to the basics of how to solve the problem they're having with the child.
What kids are up to these days can be terrifying for parents. More are smoking cigarettes and pot. Most are experimenting with sex, drugs, and alcohol for the first time. Facing peer pressure, the only thing harder than being a teenager is being their parents. In desperation, some parents have resorted to hiring private eyes with little cameras to see if their kids are breaking the rules or not. Detective De Lorenzo photographed this 16-year-old boy dating a much older woman in her late 30s over the objections of his parents. And this teenage girl was not supposed to be with this young man her parents had forbidden her to see. The pictures, later at home, would be used if the kids denied having a secret rendezvous.
What do you consider the most significant finding of the poll?
The most interesting thing to us was the fact that about 70% of parents admit to spying on their kids.
Susan Ungaro is editor-in-chief of Family Circle magazine. This month's edition publishes the results of a national poll on how and why parents spy and reports it's a difficult choice.
I think what was also interesting is they don't take this snooping lightly. They feel very uncomfortable with it. The majority of them feel that snooping and spying inherently violates the trust in a family.
Family Circle found that 91% of parents believe spying is ethical when the child has been caught using drugs, alcohol, is doing poorly in school, or has been arrested. The poll found the most common methods of spying are looking through the backpack or purse, 44%, snooping in the child's bedroom, 37%, eavesdropping on phone calls, 25%, using private detectives or electronic devices, 3%.
There's a camera in that?
Spy shops are selling concealed cameras for watching kids at home. This clock radio works like any other, except it has a tiny camera hidden inside.
It connects to a VCR or a monitor in order to view it. Hello?
I was wondering if you can tell me if you sell any telephone recording devices?
A hot item? Recording devices to secretly tap the kids' bedroom phone calls. Possibly illegal, but used anyway. Most parents, like Barbara and Dennis Ray, don't resort to electronic surveillance.
Was it a hard decision to sort of snoop and pry into the privacy of your children?
Well, actually, it was something I wasn't proud to do. I wasn't happy to do. It was a hard decision.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like doing it.
We asked Barbara to show us how she snoops.
I will go into his room under the pretense that I've got a job to do in there, that, for instance, I'm weeding out old clothes, or I'm looking for something of my own. He's never caught me. He knows that I do it.
Although Barbara doesn't snoop very often, that's how she confirmed her long-held suspicions that her 16-year-old son, Nick, was a smoker.
About the age of 12, he discovered cigarettes and started to smoke. We didn't know he was smoking. He probably smoked fairly regularly for 2 years until we caught him. I think I'm going to want these up there.
Nick is an outstanding student who does chores around the home, but has chosen to give up his driver's permit rather than quit smoking, as his parents insist. Quite by circumstance, he was recently caught smoking and drinking with some friends when his parents returned home early.
Having a great time. Very surprised to see us.
Yeah. Were you upset by this, Barbara?
Oh, I was very upset.
I'm a teenager, and I do what teenagers do. What do I have to be sorry about? I'm just growing up.
I think Nick looks upon all of this as a sort of a game. He gets caught, he pays his consequences, and he proceeds on his merry way till he's caught again.
I take responsibility in everything I do. I think of what could happen, but them snooping isn't necessarily going to deter me off what I want to do.
Each time you go and pry into his private areas of living, of people he's talking to on the phone, you also are, in effect, violating his trust, aren't you?
I wouldn't need to do any of this if he hadn't violated our trust.
Do you believe your activities in terms of looking at his behavior through prying and snooping has improved his behavior any? Has it worked?
To some extent, yes. There would have been probably far less controls. I think at least it provides some degree of control, if not, you'll certainly never have total control, but it does provide some way of, I think, communicating the rules.
I wouldn't go to all of this trouble, and I wouldn't jeopardize our relationship. And this has compromised his affection for me, unless I really, really cared about Nick's life, and Nick's future. It is a way for me to prevent Nick from perhaps going in the wrong direction.
Most health professionals contacted by 2020 agree with Dr. Eric Voth, who's dealt with families in crisis as an addiction specialist.
In a troubled home, what rights do parents have versus the rights of the children?
They have the right to look, they have the right to intrude, they have the right to intervene. And in that circumstance, I think it's appropriate for a parent to say to a kid, I have the right to search your room, I have the right to look into your life, and I will do whatever is necessary to get you back on track.
Way off track is exactly where these parents, Frank and Cynthia, decided their teenager was headed. We've agreed not to use their full names, and we'll call their 16-year-old John. John is Frank's son and Cynthia's stepson.
We started getting notes from the teachers, calls from the teachers that he was missing classes or he was missing days.
You've been a good student before.
He'd been A's and B's.
Cynthia questioned John, and he offered a plausible excuse for his failing grades.
I can remember his face telling me, they don't challenge you enough. All the teachers are jerks at this school. They don't like me.
You bought that.
When children are talking to you, they're not always telling you the truth. I mean, I look back now and I go, it was all lies. And that's disappointing, you know. Didn't we bring him up better?
The problems at home intensified when the parents learned John was under police surveillance for possible drug deals right out of the home.
Did you confront him and say enough is enough?
Oh, yes. You know, he's denying it. And we just kept pushing him more and more, and then the tears. I swear, I am not dealing, I am not doing drugs. Looking us straight in the eye.
His parents say he and his friends' activities included even more serious problems. A stolen car, gunfire, drugs. John was placed in this juvenile detention center for 4 days. Once released, his behavior improved, but his attitude didn't. Cynthia was desperate.
I approached Frank and I said, what about we do spy on him? What about we do check it out? We'll go away and we'll let them know, you know, that we're going to be gone for a while. And let's see what happens, if anything happens at all.
In the family room, they placed a hidden video camera in a VCR next to the TV. The small lens focused on the big couch, secretly recording a teenage pot party in full blast, which we will not show. That might have been expected, but what happened next was not. John urged his younger brother to smoke some pot, an initiation of a 12-year-old. He reluctantly tried it.
You'll feel like you're Superman. You want to fly, man. Get high, dude. Get high.
When the adults returned, they played John the tape.
He just looked at the tape, and then I ran it again, and he just looked at the tape, and then he got up and he walked in his room.
They really can't say much at all because you've got them right on tape. If you don't straighten up, I've got this tape. I can take it to the authorities. I can do this with it. I can do that with it. And let me tell you, it works. They know you got something over them now, and you have more power over what's going to happen to them if they don't do what they're supposed to.
Just been destroyed by this.
This is going to sound really crazy, but I think we have a better rapport now because he understands that I really love him.
How could he feel that you love him by putting a camera and spying on him during some of his private moments?
Because I helped put a stop to it. I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. It worked for us because we got our son back. We're watching more, and they know we're watching.
Look at that. Is that powerful or what?
Tom, when parents do this, does it damage the relationship, or in the long haul is it beneficial?
Hugh, most kids we talk to hate it. All of them did that we talked to, boys and girls alike. Parents, on the other hand, who say they have done this, confronted the kids with the evidence, by and large, they say it helps the relationship.
Is that right? Well, now, are there new techniques available for parents who want to do this kind of thing?
Fascinating new techniques. They have a hair test now so they can send a kid's hair off and see if they're using drugs from that sample. Urine test. They even have a computer to put on the car to see if they're driving recklessly.
Wow. Most interesting. And thank you, Tom.
Well, next, talking to the dead. This woman claims that she does it, and people around the world believe her. Is she really a link to the loved ones we've lost? Lynn Shure will show you the power of her message when we come back.
Shatter conventional wisdom. That was different. Engineer a revolution.
That's cool.
Turn dreams into reality.
Not exactly for everyone, is it?
That's kind of the point.
Manufacture adrenaline. Open new doors. Fuel the imagination. Blaze new trails. It's how we do things at the Chrysler Corporation. It's how we build great cars and great trucks.
Had a real tough early season there. So I've got a couple of ideas here that are going to be a little unique. Each one of you guys has got a battery inside.
Coach, are these girl shoes? You know, whatever works.
And you think, man, I can't go on. But, hey, he keeps going, doesn't he?
It's Sears Days, and it only happens twice a year. Our lowest prices of the season. Like this Craftsman 15.5 horsepower tractor, just $11.77. And our most powerful Craftsman mower, 6.6 horsepower, only $297. So get to Sears Days. There's nothing like them.
Planner's nuts! Actually, Coochie, perhaps we shouldn't. We have to watch what we eat. All this good stuff and no cholesterol? Coochie, to the lounge chairs!
Fresh roasted taste, no cholesterol.
Reruns.
Planters, relax, go nuts.
There's nothing like Ocean Spray Cran Raspberry Juice Drink to put real zing in your life. Puts real zing in your wardrobe, too.
Ocean Spray, it's your zing.
I'm so unconventional that instead of serving tea, I serve Ocean Spray Granapple Juice Drink. It has a distinctive taste that gives you a real zing. No wonder you Americans threw that tea into the harbor.
Ocean Spray, it's your zing.
Dying for something new on Saturday nights? It's quirky, in that St. Elsewhere kind of way.
I think we should discuss it over dinner. It's going to be a very long night.
Breakfast? All new, leaving L.A. Then, the hottest stars have one thing in common, a remarkable hour of TV. All new Gun, ABC Saturday nights. ABC's burning up with two of Hollywood's hottest hunks, Stallone, Russell.
I'm charmed.
Feel the heat.
I prefer blondes.
Tango and Cash, ABC Sunday. For Melrose Place's Kristen Davis, when does psychic
Please don't.
turn into psychotic? A Deadly Vision, ABC Monday.
Now, a woman who claims to be a messenger chosen to speak for the spirits of a supernatural world. As strange as it may sound, crowds of believers gather wherever she goes. Is she really in touch with another dimension? Well, as Lynn Schurer discovered, the truth may be elusive, but her words are giving comfort to people who have lost someone they love.
What happens when we die? It's life's ultimate mystery, but one woman claims to know the answer because of her calling.
What do? I talk to people who have died. I talk to people who have passed into the spirit world.
Rosemary Altea says she is the link or the medium between that world and this. Forget about gypsies or seances. Never mind Ouija boards, candles, darkened rooms. This medium wears neither flowing robes nor a turban.
I don't believe that we die. I hate the word dead.
Rosemary Altea dresses in designer clothes and chats with the spirits in full spotlight.
I actually am aware of someone here who died of AIDS.
With a touch of humor thrown in.
He tells me, too, that he was very, very sick, and he's talking to me about, we call it nappies, he's talking about diapers. You understand? And this young man says, please tell them he doesn't need the goddamn diapers anymore. That's all then, sit down, I've done my thing there.
To her fans, Altea is a psychic phenomenon.
I actually have a young man standing next to me here.
She lectures around the world. Her autobiography became an international bestseller.
You enjoy it this evening?
Whenever she appears, people turn out, hoping she'll connect with someone they've lost.
I'm very much aware of a lady who is so sick, and she hung on and hung on and hung on and wouldn't let go, right?
Why is it you can hear the voices and most people can't?
Maybe I just listen. You know, most of us, we want to talk to someone in the spirit world. What do? Where are you? Why aren't you talking to me? And we never give them a moment to answer.
I know.
Interviewing this incredibly self-confident woman in her Vermont home, I quickly realized I had to suspend any conventional notion of reality.
Many years ago, they asked me.
They?
They. Those in the spirit world. Those who you would call dead. I would call living, continuing living. They asked me, would I be their voice? Would I be a voice for them?
Some people might listen to what you're saying, read your books. Some people might say, she is crazy.
Yes, that's true. But I'm not.
There was a time when Rosemary thought she was crazy. As a child in England, she heard strange voices and saw terrifying visions. Her mother threatened she'd wind up in a mental ward. The unearthly specters continued to haunt her as an adult. When her marriage fell apart, she raised her daughter alone. She says she was in her 30s when a group of spiritualists told her the voices and visions belong to the departed. Then one day, she says, an Apache named Gray Eagle came down from the spirit world to guide her. How did an Apache Indian come to a nice English girl?
Oh, how did it happen? Well, he tapped on my shoulder and there he was. Introduced himself to me.
Hello, I'm Gray Eagle. I'm your guide.
Pretty much.
Gray Eagle figures prominently in Althea's new book as her constant companion and conduit to the spirit world. She says he helps her communicate with the others. Rosemary's clients reportedly include the rich and famous on both sides of the Atlantic. She says her waiting list now numbers in the thousands and that she's charged up to $200 an hour to help contact deceased family members.
Really nice and soft, the jacket.
Oh, I see.
Her new book is expected to be such a hit, she's taping commercials for it. Apparently, Gray Eagle's talents also extend to the business world.
I'm Rosemary Althea. In my new book, Proud Spirit, you'll find lessons, learning, and
Some people might listen to this and say, well, look, Rosemary, it's all very nice that you think he's there, but he's a fantasy and it helps you and that's wonderful, but it's a figment of your imagination.
I don't expect that you should believe me. I know it as a truth. I know it as a truth for me. I know it as a truth for the many people that I have helped. I have been aware of those in the spirit world who hopefully are going to talk to us.
Perhaps the largest group of those who believe in her are people who have lost children. We sat in at one meeting with bereaved parents. As you watch her in action, keep in mind, the only thing she knows is that their children have died.
I'm told I have 2 boys here who were killed very tragically. And accidents, I'm hearing accidents.
This woman's son died of alcohol poisoning. This one's was killed in a naval helicopter accident.
Something came at him or something came forward to him and crushed him or seemed to push him back here.
The messages seemed uncannily accurate. Listen to what she told Tom and Cheryl Morin, who lost their son Jeff in a car crash.
He says I'm to mention shoes. Do you understand? Yes. Good. Because I have no idea.
Golf shoes.
He loves you very much. He's laughing at you, Dad. Get the clubs out. Get them out. Don't think that you can't play. Don't think that you're having fun on the golf course and he isn't. Do you understand?
Barbara Pryor has come to the session hoping to find out how her daughter died. 9-year-old Sarah disappeared without a trace 10 years ago, the presumed victim of an abduction. In this case, Althea seemed to get off to a shaky start.
She's talking about hospital. She's talking about being rushed to hospital. She says, just keep going, just keep going. So I'm confusing you and she's confusing everyone. Okay. And again, I now hear her really clearly saying that she was sick. She mentions cancer. So if it isn't cancer, it's something similar to cancer. She's nodding at me furiously here.
I think I know the connection.
Now watch as the message from Sarah finally makes sense to her mother.
She's describing an older lady, an old lady. But this lady's very special.
Yes.
Your daughter tells me she held me in her arms when I was a baby.
Yes.
And now she's sick.
Yes.
And we're waiting for her.
Yes.
But I'm hearing mother, mother, mother over again. And I don't think she's referring to you.
It's my mother.
She says very clearly, tell my mom I'm going to help her over.
Did she make contact with their children? The parents certainly thought so. Listen.
That was just Jeff. So, I mean, you'd have to know your own child. I couldn't see her. I felt her. I felt her presence.
You know, I'm convinced that Rosemary is a conduit that allows us to touch base with Jeff.
Is that what really happened? We felt poorly qualified to judge, so we turned to psychology professor Ray Hyman, a recognized skeptic who's written several books critical of the psychic world. A former palm reader himself, Hyman is drawn on first-hand experience to debunk many paranormal claims.
She has the right personality, the right mix of being ordinary, so giving people permission to believe in something that's extraordinary.
So you're saying she's not actually communicating with departed spirits?
I would say the odds are negligible that she can do this.
We asked Hyman to review our tapes to analyze Althea's psychic abilities.
Really, you have been really worried and really upset, and you've been crying quite a lot, but not about me, she says. Do you understand? Don't nod at me, say yes or no to me. Just
These people are nodding their heads. They're trying to give her as much feedback as they can. She says, only give me yes or no, or speak up, give me yes or no. She's putting constant pressure on them to participate. By the time she's finished, there's a customized reading that fits their situation right on her nose.
But that didn't explain how she knew that Barbara's mother was hospitalized with cancer. Was that just a lucky guess?
Somewhere in a woman of this age, Barbara's, there's going to be someone who's sick or been rushed to the hospital. There's going to be someone, and so there's a good chance there's going to be a hit somewhere or other.
Well, okay, but remember the Morans?
It's golf shoes.
How could she possibly have known about their son's golf shoes?
People do have shoes, you know.
But she didn't say glove, she didn't say belt, she said shoe, and that really connected for them. It resonated.
Well, wait a minute. It didn't connect for the mother. If you watched it, the husband, right from the beginning, he was saying yes before she even come out with it, practically. He's going to validate anything.
We help to gather the lost children.
Is Rosemary simply telling people what they want to believe?
Less than 99% of the secret of doing this, yes.
You brought messages from their children. Were you, in fact, really talking to their children at that time?
Of course. Yes. I was, in fact, talking to their children.
This is something that is quite deliciously unprovable.
When it happens to you, really happens to you, you won't need for anyone else to verify it. You will know it.
Would I? Highly skeptical, but admittedly curious, I decided to ask if she saw any spirits around me.
I'm very aware of two men standing next to you. Standing just next to your chair here, I'm very much aware of a man who died of cancer. He was very sick prior to his passing. He has his hand on your shoulder as I'm talking to you. He tells me that he had some real problems with his breathing before he died.
For a moment, I was speechless. My husband died of cancer 5 years ago, and he did experience trouble breathing.
He had a thing about, I don't know whether it's hospitals or doctors or something. He hated them. Didn't like that stuff. Didn't like being sick. Hated all of that stuff. He's a very stubborn man.
It was all sounding eerily familiar. Then, remembering she'd mentioned two men, I asked about the other one.
He's just standing smiling, and he's happy to let this one do the talking, I think. This man tells me that he needs to talk to you, that he needs the connection with you.
This is my husband or the other
Yes,
man?
this is your husband.
What I didn't realize until I screened the tape later was that I told her it was my husband. I had given Rosemary the clue she needed.
This is my husband or the other man?
She didn't know that, but you said it right away.
I was sure she had said husband,
Right, that's
but
right.
I gave her the information.
That's right. This is the way it works. This is what makes this thing so powerful.
She also said things anyone would want to hear.
He tells me he's very handsome. The cancer is all gone. And he says, just tell her I love her.
As it turns out, almost everyone does hear those things.
And your daughter is so beautiful. And she tells me that the cancer is all gone. He wants you to know that he gives his heart to you this evening.
You could have done your research. You could have found out about me.
You're absolutely right. What can I say? I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you that I didn't check up on you.
Why not?
Because it would be such a waste of time. And I have your husband looking at me, and I have more important things to do.
I certainly want to believe you, Rosemary.
I know.
Sum her up for me. What should we make of Rosemary Althea?
She's a good performer. She's a wonderful personality. She's disarming. She's charming. And she is giving people a tremendous amount of hope.
Who else would you like to speak to, sweetie?
That is certainly true of the people we watched under her spell. And to be honest, I also felt pretty good when she relayed those so-called messages to me. It didn't matter whether I believed anyone was there. And that, it turns out, may be the real secret to Rosemary Altea's success.
We're all afraid of death, but we're afraid for our loved ones. Where are they? And for someone like me to not only give them real evidence that they're with someone, they're being taken care of, they're not on their own. Can you imagine the peace and the comfort?
Well, it does give peace and comfort. Not only are you seeing perhaps your loved one, but it makes you believe in life after death.
Absolutely.
Were there specifics that Rosemary gave to you?
No, Barbara. In fact, I kept asking for something specific, and I didn't get anything. And in fact, what the professor later told me was that we are the unwitting accomplices in this whole thing. So that is likely what was going on. I should point out there are people who say she has given them specifics. Not so in my case.
But whatever the situation is, one does have the feeling that she believes that she's...
Well, I think she does. And I would also like to say, I think there are many things we cannot explain. Perhaps this falls into that category, perhaps not. But my experience was interesting.
It is something fascinating and something that everyone wishes they had the answer to, of course. Thanks, Lynn.
And something we may see more of is the millennium approach.
Ah, yes.
Next, a story that will put a whole new light on your troubles. It is Stephanie's story, a beautiful young woman who refused to surrender to a terrible twist of fate. You'll be deeply moved by her spirit and her mother's love. Bob Brown has Stephanie's inspiring story after this.
Golden taste, fish bone bright, golden taste in every bite. Romano, garlic, lemon, gold, robust if the truth be told. Taste the colors, wishbone, world's most colorful taste.
When my allergies became a problem, I thought a prescription was the answer. Instead, my allergist recommends Dimetapp. Said an allergy study showed its antihistamine is even more effective than Seldane, a leading prescription. Ask your doctor.
Doctors say Dimetapp for good reason.
The 1997 Mazda SE5 Sport Truck. Lease for $169. Add air and 4 speakers and the lease goes to. Add alloys and chrome and the lease pops to. Add bedliner and sliding rear window and the lease runs to. Add an unbeatable basic warranty and you get the idea. Lease or buy $12,250. Ends April 30th.
I love the looks I get from you. You are so fresh, you are so new. I love the way you make me smile. JCPenney. I love your style. JCPenney style is fresh and genuine, like you. JCPenney. I love your style. Now shop the JCPenney anniversary sale for store-wide savings.
Emptiness. Emptiness. How can I fill this empty void of emptiness?
It's not tricky. Eat something. Call me crazy, but I recommend the $4 Turkey Melt BLT combo. Hot hand-carved turkey topped with maple sweet bacon and 4 ooey-gooey cheeses. A sandwich, side, and drink. Just $4. So get your $4 Turkey Melt BLT combo today. Only at Boston Market. Trust me, eating is a good thing. Who's wearing cologne?
Sunday, come with us to the kingdom of the royals, the romance, the scandal, the betrayal. A whole hour behind the palace walls. A special primetime Sunday on ABC.
ABC and Patricia Richardson invite you to take a journey into one of our most precious relationships.
My daughter will always be the light of my life.
The story of mothers and daughters, Monday.
David Blaine, Street Magic, ABC May.
It's coming. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, May 11th on ABC.
Fate struck, her dreams shattered, but Stephanie is fighting back. An inspiring journey for the whole family. When 2020 continues, after this from our ABC stations.
A suspected rapist on the run in Tallahassee is caught, and we'll show you where local police found a drug operation in business tonight. Secret documents about smoking are to be opened. We'll tell you what they say. And flooding so bad an entire city could be forced to evacuate. It's all at 11.
Florida Lotto jackpot is now $17 million. Have your tickets ready.
Joe Miller's a little excited because Friday through Monday only, it's Circuit City's 4-day sale. And Joe Miller's the guy with the sale tags. All home and car audio is on sale. All computers, monitors, and printers, too. And all big screen TVs and camcorders are on sale. Plus, get no interest till $19.98 on all Sony products and appliances, $4.99 and up. And free delivery on all Maytag appliances. Friday through Monday, all boom boxes, portable CD players, phones, and answering machines are on sale. Circuit City's 4-day sale. Don't miss it.
This is the popular Honda Civic. This is you. The question is how to get you into here with as little of this as possible. The answer is here. Because right now you can lease a Civic DX Coupe for $159 a month for 24 months and an $1,150 down payment. Just don't wait too long because this only lasts till then. And after that, you will be out of this.
Highlights of the Knowles and Tech baseball game, that's tonight at 11.
From ABC News, 2020 continues. Once again, Barbara Walters.
There is perhaps nothing more powerful to witness than the triumph of the human spirit. We feel very lucky tonight to bring you such a story. It is one young woman's dramatic journey back from an unexpected and crushing fate, one she decided to document on videotape. Stephanie Victor's life will never be the same, and maybe yours will be changed as well, after Bob Brown brings you her inspirational story.
There are some days when everything changes, and you never face life again the way you faced it before. It happened to Stephanie Victor when she was 26 years old. Because of her training, she made a remarkable choice to document as much as she could of the process of building a new life and learning to leave the old one behind.
In some ways, I am a messenger to all these body-conscious people. They look at me and they get a reminder of how it can all change. Just like that, without our control, we have no control.
On an evening just before Christmas in 1995, on a sidewalk in Hermosa Beach, California, she was standing with a former boyfriend when a van careened out of control to avoid a nearby construction site and headed down the sidewalk straight toward where she was standing.
I remember feeling hit very hard, and I saw the fabric of my pants rip open in slow motion. And when I hit the ground, I saw the orientation of my legs, and I realized I was not going to be getting up.
The paramedics who arrived to treat her were stunned by the extent of her injuries.
I saw one leg that was at a 90-degree angle, and I saw the other leg up by her head.
It looked like somebody put some kind of an explosive in her thighs and just, blew them up.
And I really didn't hear her complain until we had to move the one leg that was bent at the 90-degree angle back.
I just let out this scream. It came from so deep in the core of my being that I felt it just cut through the night and right through those clouds and straight up to God's ears. That I would take this on, and I wanted to live.
Her mother, in Los Angeles to visit over the Christmas holidays, remembers the first question Stephanie asked in intensive care.
And Stephanie looked at me and very frantically needed a notepad and a pencil, and are my legs gone? And I had to say, yes, baby, they are.
Stephanie Victor had always wanted to be an entertainer. She was a graduate of the film school of the University of Southern California with a degree in television and film production. She had just begun the road work for a career, from bit parts in movies and commercials to an appearance in an exercise video. All the preparation she had done for the life she expected to live had been thrown into chaos until she had a dream in the hospital less than a week after her accident.
I had a dream that played very much like a movie in my mind. And it was a very detailed recreation from my point of view of the accident. And I told my mom when I woke up on Christmas Eve, I said, I'm going to make a very important film. And it's going to be about my recovery.
You might want to come on this side.
And I immediately went into production mode.
These first scenes of Stephanie's documentary were recorded with a borrowed camera, sometimes operated by her mom, sometimes by her friends. She looked unflinchingly through a lens at herself and the people around her, never knowing where these scenes would lead as she began to direct them.
Very good. The dressing change, day 1, 1996.
Stephanie always has the camera rolling.
Get everything that's going on in the room.
Even in the first several days in ICU and the heavy medication and so forth, her clarity was unbelievable.
These are my hands, but they're now going to be my feet because... And everyone around me says, how can you be thinking about this when your legs are gone? Oh, yeah. You know, that was my feeling. Oh, yeah, my legs are gone. But the important thing is I got to get some film. I'm going to come back for you guys.
30 days after the accident, Stephanie finally left the hospital to return home. She had already shot 8 hours of tape. The scenes now shifted to the start of her physical rehabilitation, building her shoulder and upper body strength to prepare for using a wheelchair. She had become both a learner and, to her father Steve, a teacher.
It was my own ignorance of disabilities that I thought that this was the end. And that was really, when I look at it with hindsight, was a very stupid thing. That people's lives don't stop. They go on.
Ta-da! That was it! I did it!
She was also making what Hollywood calls a buddy picture. The buddy is her friend and roommate of 7 years, Meredith Escobar, whose life also changed.
If you have a strong friendship with somebody, you're willing to do whatever. You just don't know what that whatever is going to be. And my wildest dreams, I would have never thought it was going to be this. So sometimes I might have to put her on my back to get down a flight of stairs. You know, she's still here, and that's important to me.
As difficult as the physical challenge is, and it's more difficult than anything I could ever imagine, the physical challenge is easy in comparison to the mental challenge. It's easy.
It was so weird because I was just starting to dry my hair like everything was normal. And then I saw the reflection of my bandaged legs in the mirror, and I'm sitting in a wheelchair. And
all of the people who love me and care about me cannot fix this. They cannot shield me from what I have to go through living like this.
It was so shocking that I don't have legs anymore. You know, it's still, like, it's constantly shocking.
To help deal with the shock, Stephanie told herself that she would walk again, that somehow an industry which could fashion sophisticated prosthetic devices would be able to make functional legs for her. But her first meetings with doctors left her with the opposite impression, that she should accept that she'll have to rely primarily on her wheelchair. She wasn't ready to hear it.
Don't misunderstand that I am closing the door. I'm not closing any doors. This has closed enough doors.
Doctors worried that her amputations had been made so high that there might not be enough left of her upper legs to exert the muscular coordination needed to control prosthetic legs.
Amputation is regarded as failure. The doctor has done the work by ending the problem. But I was so convinced that I wasn't going to use a wheelchair. I am going to walk on 2 prostheses. I was convinced.
And who would doubt Stephanie? She's confronted a devastating accident with incredible fortitude. Now she must tackle the next obstacle to her recovery. It's a tough challenge. Bob Brown is there for the dramatic outcome. Stay with us.
Now for our annual report. Recent mergers have been fruitful. New product development is up and growing. Florida's natural premium brand, not from concentrate juice, is made by a co-op of growers. They own the land, they own the trees, they own the company. So unlike those big juice companies, we have a different idea about diversification.
Try some grower style.
Florida's natural premium brand, Growers Style, with the most juicy bits of orange. Taste the difference.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free from Sprint.
Call now, and your business can get long distance on Fridays free until the year 2000. Call 1-800-598-5000, only from Sprint Business.
Do I smell pie? If it's anything less than Tidy Cat, oh no.
The legendary chalice of Malta has never come cheap. In 1238, it was captured by 10,000 Celts. In 1512, it took an entire armada. And in 1703, it took an arranged marriage to the daughter of Charles V, the older one. But luckily, if you want the golden chalice of Malta, all you need is the golden card of Visa, with extraordinary purchase power for extraordinary things. It's even mightier than the sword. Visa Gold fits everywhere you want to be.
This year, go far afield. Because this year, there's Allegra. Allegra is by prescription only, so talk to your doctor or call now to discover just what Allegra can do for you. So live with abandon. Ask your doctor about Allegra and really go for it this year. Allegra.
ABC News 2020 will continue in a moment.
ABC Late Night tonight. On Nightline, you'll be visiting a place that most Americans are forbidden to enter. The Hajj, one American's pilgrimage to Mecca. And on PI.
If I wanted to have sex while I was typing, I'd just go on the internet.
She kind of looks like Fawn Hall. Nightline and Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher. ABC Late Night tonight.
Tim checks out a higher power with Dan Aykroyd.
I tell my congregation to watch your program. Really? Yeah. The fact that you're still alive proves there's a God.
Soul Man, ABC Tuesday.
From Stephen King comes a completely new vision of terror.
Hello, Danny.
Stephen King's The Shining, ABC, 1 week from Sunday.
During the 12 years I was Orlando's mayor, I seldom saw anything good happen when government acted in haste. But today, some long-distance companies want Florida lawmakers to act in haste, slashing the access charges long-distance companies pay and recklessly putting upward pressure on local phone rates. Now is not the time for Florida government to enact legislation that might impact local phone rates. Call to remind your lawmaker that haste makes waste.
So another major roadblock stands in the way of Stephanie Victor's recovery. Doctors have told her the amputation of her legs was so radical that she may never be able to use prosthetic legs. Would she spend the rest of her life in a wheelchair? Well, as Bob Brown continues, Stephanie is determined to beat the odds.
5 weeks after her accident, Stephanie finally got reason to hope from Wayne Wilkerson of San Diego, who would make her prosthetic legs.
And he looked over my medical records and my x-rays, and he said, there's an amputee reconstructive specialist named Dr. Ertl, and I think you should see him.
Her concern was that medical caretakers wouldn't accept that more surgery might be needed after the apparent finality of an amputation.
When I talked to you and you were the first person who said, I don't care about insurance, I don't care if you have the money. You just don't know how much hope you gave me.
What we got to do now is we got to prove them wrong, okay?
Dissolved to Chicago 3.5 months after the accident. Dr. Ertl and his father, who was a pioneer of this type of reconstructive surgery, operate to try to restore some muscular tension to what remains of Stephanie's legs.
Your muscles are like a rubber band. If you cut a rubber band, you take away the force.
So what we do is we bring the muscles back down over the bone, reestablishing tension, and hopefully making walking more efficient and easier.
There you go! To reestablish balance, she began walking on small, short prosthetic devices, which gradually increased in size as she improved her strength and coordination.
And I tried to take a little step, fumbled, but I was upright. And it felt good to feel my whole body elongate and stretch out. And I walked around for several months with those short leg or stubby prostheses. And I went everywhere.
Watching her recreate herself, it's just phenomenal. and that ripples out to everybody that comes in contact with her because it alters your view of the world.
It was also time for Stephanie to work toward being able to function on her own. So her mom returned to her home in Oklahoma after almost a year, always on call, but knowing how determined Stephanie was to learn again not to be dependent.
There have only been a handful of times that I've gotten angry. Hello. I have wanted to live the example of going on, of making the best of a bad situation.
When her own prosthetic devices finally were ready, they brought her back to within inches of what had been her full height. And in some of the lighter moments of her training, Van Phillips, an amputee who helped make Stephanie's legs, offered to show her how to dance again.
Get your hips forward. Make hula hoop hips. There, see that? There you go.
Don't say...
That's what you need to do at the kitchen counter.
Another key to her independence was this car, donated to Stephanie by the Nissan Corporation. It is specially equipped to allow her to control braking and acceleration with her hands.
I'm not going back.
After focusing for so long on the initial stages of her recovery, she was now closer to dealing with issues like the ones she had faced before her accident, of how to live the rest of her life.
Endless. Even the simplest daily tasks to the overwhelming emotions that come up. Big lesson that I'm grappling with is I've always wanted to be married and have that family with children. So it is a question of how do I learn to believe in myself enough that what I have to offer a child now is still just as important, even though I may not be able to run with them in the park as I'd always imagined.
And although those issues still crowd together somewhere in her future, there was a moment not long ago that wrote an end to a small part of the 75 hours of tape Stephanie has compiled. It was on a day when she went to pick up her mother at the airport, an average day before her accident, but now one of those days when everything changed again, because Stephanie planned to meet her mother's eyes in a certain way.
Before my accident, I was a couple inches taller than my mom, so it's been a very strange feeling this past year, being in a chair and looking up to her. I'd had dreams of standing there, receiving her at the airport. I stood against a wall, actually, to help me keep my balance. I knew it was going to be very emotional for my mom.
Ah. God, you always looked so good.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
I just want her to be okay so bad, you know, and then when I actually get to see that, oh my God, she's okay. She's doing it. She continues to do it. Her strength is there. To be able to embrace her standing up, it's just a shock.
For me to stand there and to be back to normal, if you will, was really powerful.
Oh, God. Oh, Stephanie.
I know that the physical appearance says that I'm missing something.
We're holding hands and walking.
But I spend very little time feeling anything less than completely whole. I don't have a real clear image of how it's all going to turn out. But I allow myself to dream, and that keeps me going.
We'll share that dream. Bob, the spirit, most people would have gone into a deep depression. She never seems to have.
Well, it is a very difficult recovery for her, but her parents say she's had this relentless determination since childhood. And the ability to accept things, such as she does have to rely on a wheelchair most of the time, as her doctors said she would. As far as the prostheses go, she doesn't want to cover them up because she wants people to see, if she has an accident, what's caused it. And she's not ashamed of it.
And she's not ashamed of it. Oh, it's a lot for us to think about. Thank you for showing this to us. We'll be right back.
An alleged drug operation running in Tallahassee tonight. That story next. And a suspected rapist who handcuffed and raped a local woman is taken off the streets. Plus, imagine an entire city being evacuated. We'll take you there. And what is your child really eating in those school lunches?
Blues device. Ooh, this elbow.
I have Advil right here, Dad.
I tried to leave.
Can't take more of this for hours, even if your arthritis pain comes back.
It's back. Well, next time. Advil. Then you'll be buying lunch.
Advanced medicine for pain.
So you want to know what's on my Discover card statement? My dogs. That's called the Kong that bounces every which way.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Sends him into a frenzy of dog happiness.
It pays to discover.
Don't forget to watch Nightline after your local news with a look inside the Hajj, a place where only Muslims are allowed. And next Friday, a headline story.
Our colleague Diane Sawyer brings us an exclusive television interview with Ellen DeGeneres, a no-holds-barred conversation about Ellen's coming out as a lesbian on national television and in real life. She answers all the questions with honesty and humor.
I do like men, and I had, you know, a guy in high school that I wanted to marry desperately. And he's the mayor of some small town in Texas. I could be the mayor's wife right now. Hi, Ben. How are you?
Ellen DeGeneres here next week.
And that's 2020 for tonight. We thank you for joining us.
Remember, we're in touch, so you be in touch. I'm Barbara Walters.
And I'm Hugh Dow.
And for everyone here at 2020, have a good and safe weekend. Good night.
To order a video cassette or